Welcome! Right out of the gate, I want you to step into the role of my client today, and I'm going to be your personal coach for this explainer. So, close your eyes for just a second. Seriously, do it. I want you to imagine waking up exactly 3 months from now. Imagine waking up with a stronger body, a razor-sharp mind, vastly better habits, unshakable confidence, and honestly, a completely different life. Sounds impossible, right? Well, it absolutely isn't. The truth is, your life can change dramatically in just 3 months. Not because of some lucky break or a winning lottery ticket, but because of the highly specific choices you're about to make every single day. Let's get to work.
90. That is the critical number we're exploring today. Now, most people are probably going to spend their next 90 days passively scrolling through social media, endlessly distracting themselves, and coming up with excuses for why they just can't seem to get ahead. But here's the undeniable truth. Those 3 months, they're going to pass regardless of what you do. Time literally does not care about your procrastination. But if you use this highly specific, finite window of time wisely, your future self will barely even recognize the person you are today. 90 days. That is all it takes to change everything.
I want to tell you a quick story about two people who begin their journey on the exact same day. Let's look at the first person. This person looks at the massive mountain in front of them, feels all that heavy friction of getting started, and whispers that comforting, super dangerous lie. I'll start tomorrow. We all know that feeling, right? But then look at the second person. This person feels the exact same friction, the exact same fear, but instead, they say, no, I'll start today. They take immediate, messy, imperfect action. They don't wait for Monday. They don't wait for the first of the month. They just start.
Now, let's fast forward 90 days later. What happens to these two individuals? The first person is exactly where they started. Still wishing, still scrolling, still making the same tired excuses. But the second person, they've completely transformed their body, their mindset, their daily habits, literally their entire trajectory in life. And as your coach, I need you to understand this absolutely vital lesson right now. The difference between these two people was not talent. It wasn't that the second person had better genetics or way more free time. It was sheer, uncompromising commitment.
So the crucial point here is that your future isn't actually decided by one massive, heroic decision. You're not going to just wake up one random Tuesday and suddenly fix your entire life in a single stroke. Your future is created by thousands of small, seemingly invisible actions. Every single day, with every single choice, you are either actively building your dream or you're quietly building your regrets. Your daily habits are shaping your actual identity right this second. If you change your habits, you change your life. It really is that simple.
Okay, let's dive into this. To make this transformation happen, we need a roadmap. We don't guess in this blueprint. We follow a very strict structure. We begin on day 1 with your absolute rock-solid commitment. From there, we move right into the 30-day reset phase, which is followed by the habit-building phase leading up to day 60. And finally, we push through to day 90, where that total transformation locks in. This is exactly how your next 90 days are structured.
Phase 1 is the reset. This covers days 1 through 30, and it is all about subtraction before addition.
Now listen, this first month is almost always the most painful part of the entire process. Why? Because the absolute hardest part of transforming your life is letting go of the comfortable, familiar things that are currently keeping you stuck. So here are your mandatory daily actions. Number 1, wake up early. Yes, you gotta beat the sun. Number 2, delete those distracting apps. As painful as that sounds, you have to stop wasting hours online. Number 3, eat healthier and exercise every single day. Move your body. And number 4, read for at least 20 minutes. These are not suggestions. These are the strict requirements to shatter the bad habits of the person who always says, I'll start tomorrow.
Look, as your coach, I know this phase is tough. I validate that struggle. You are going to feel exhausted, and your brain is going to practically beg you to return to comfort. But this 30-day reset is designed specifically to break those old patterns and strip away the distractions. It is not going to be easy, but I promise you, nothing truly valuable in this life ever is. You have to endure this and push through if you want to get on the path of the person who decided to start today.
If you survive the reset, we enter Phase 2, building powerful habits. This spans from day 31 right through day 60.
Now, what's really interesting about this transition is that since you've removed all those massive distractions, you suddenly have a lot of empty time on your hands. And if you leave that time empty, guess what? Your old habits are going to creep right back in. But notice how the successful person from our story actively replaces that empty, wasted time with purposeful action, like learning a highly valuable skill. This is exactly where you stop being just a passive consumer, and you finally start becoming the creator of your own future.
So how do we systematically build out these new success habits? Well, we follow a strict rhythm.
First, you need to identify and start learning a valuable skill. Next, you must practice that skill every single day, without fail. Third, you need to wake up and immediately write down your goals every morning to totally orient your focus for the day. And finally, you must track your progress. Don't just guess if you're getting better, prove it to yourself on paper. Ground yourself in these steady, rhythmic actions of a highly disciplined individual. I know that during this second month, the daily grind might start to feel a little bit mundane. You might even catch yourself wondering if it's really working. Well, I am speaking directly to your future self right now when I tell you, do not stop. These tiny, seemingly boring repetitions are secretly compounding just beneath the surface. Just like the quote says, small improvements every day become extraordinary results over time. You are literally building an empire here, one single brick at a time.
And finally, we hit the home stretch. Phase 3. Become a new person. Days 61 to 90.
This is it. This is where the sheer magic of momentum finally kicks in for you. All that heavy lifting from the first 2 months starts paying huge dividends, and that intense friction that dominated your first month practically vanishes. You're going to notice something absolutely incredible. You are no longer forcing yourself out of bed. You aren't forcing yourself to exercise or to read. Your habits are literally becoming automatic. Your body and mind just do it. And because you have kept the promises you made to yourself for 2 straight months, your confidence is absolutely soaring. People around you will start looking at you differently, noticing this undeniable shift in your demeanor and your energy. And you know what's funny? When people start noticing this massive change in you, some of them are going to say you just got lucky. They'll look at you and think you just somehow stumbled into success. But you and I, we know the truth. You absolutely did not rely on luck. You achieved your new life strictly through the power of discipline. You earned every single ounce of this transformation through the hard, totally unglamorous work you put in when nobody else was watching. The 90-day golden rules. To guarantee you actually make it through these phases, we need to set up some non-negotiable guardrails. Let's drill these 4 rules into your mindset right now. Rule number 1, no excuses. Period. I don't care how tired you are. Rule number 2, no quitting. You committed to 90 days, you finish 90 days. Rule number 3, no comparing yourself to others. Your chapter 1 should never ever be compared to someone else's chapter 20. And rule number 4, focus on progress, not perfection. There is absolutely zero room here for the old habits of the person who always delayed their goals. But listen to me closely here. You are human. You might slip up, so here's your absolute ultimate safety net for this journey. Even if you fail one day, never miss 2 days in a row. If you skip a workout or you totally binge on junk food, fine, it happens. But the very next day, you are right back on the blueprint. One mistake is just a slip. 2 mistakes is the start of a brand new bad habit. And this brilliantly illustrates the core philosophy of this entire blueprint. Consistency always wins. Perfection? It's completely impossible. But relentless consistency is what actually separates the 2 paths we discussed at the very beginning of this explainer. Returning to the work day after day, regardless of how you feel, is the ultimate separator. 90. We are bringing it full circle back to exactly where we started. I want you to close your eyes one more time for me. But this time, you aren't just imagining some abstract future. I want you to visualize yourself crossing the actual finish line of this specific blueprint we just mapped out together. Truly feel what it's like to have completed the hardest, most incredibly rewarding 3 months of your entire life. Just look at the person you are about to become, assuming you make the choice to start today. You are noticeably healthier. You are physically and mentally so much stronger. You walk into rooms feeling infinitely more confident. Because you've replaced all those cheap distractions with highly valuable skills, you're financially improving. You are deeply focused. You are fiercely disciplined. And the best part? This isn't a fantasy. This is the factual, predictable result of following the blueprint. So as your coach, I'm challenging you directly with one incredibly introspective question right now. Will I be proud of the decisions I make today? Every single time you face the choice between mindlessly scrolling your phone or reading a book, between sleeping in or waking up early to get after it, I want you to ask yourself that question. Remind yourself that your entire future is being written in this exact present moment. The choice is entirely yours. You can be the person who says, I'll start tomorrow. Or you can step up and start today. Your future self is literally waiting to see which path you're going to choose. So, if you are truly ready to stop making excuses, I want you to go to the comments right now and type Day 1 starts today. Make a public, physical commitment to this blueprint right here, right now.
Remember, 3 months are going to pass whether you decide to change or not. The clock is ticking either way. The only real question left for you is this. When those 90 days are over, will you still be sitting exactly where you are right now, wishing for a better life, or will you actually be living one? Make the right choice the second this screen goes black.